Is this the safest way to invest £100,000? I'm going to start by talking about a real life story from a really good friend of mine, one of my oldest friends. So he's bought some property from us, and we're going to talk about one particular property. There's a friend and his brother, known them for years and years and years, since we were about this big. So he's bought a property from us, and since he's bought that property, it's been completely hands-free for him. But the key here is he owns that property. So no matter what happens to the supported housing landscape, to the views of the government, to the people living in his house, he owns their bricks and mortar. And being in the UK as we are, that's gradually rising in value at the moment. So he's in a pretty good position. Not only does he own the house, we've also attached to it a long 25-year supported housing contract. This has been approved by a local authority. The rent's been approved by a local authority. And from the day that we started this with him, he's received £700 a month. That was about 5 years ago now. So he's received the best part of £44,000 in rental income from that property. So it's safe. He owns the property. It's secure. Again, he owns the property. His income is predictable because of the structure that we've set it up, and it's profitable for him at the same time. Now, on the flip side, his brother has been thinking about it for 5 years. He's been wanting the perfect deal, wanting to do something and wanting to make the perfect decision. But because he hasn't done it, he's sat there with the same amount of money and hasn't made a return on it. What he could have done is bought a property instead of his money sitting in the bank, eroding each year with inflation. He could have owned the house, which is rising in value. He could have benefited from the £40,000 in rental income over that time. And there's a huge difference there in the ability to make a decision when the investment is good, to buy the property, enjoy the income, and make sure that you're safe and secure. And also, there's a nice feeling about knowing that you're going to be getting paid a good chunk of money every single month, come rain, come shine, if you're working or not. Good place to be. If you're interested to know about how much income you might be able to make from investing in supported housing, and if you have a look in the description, there'll be a link down there. We've created a calculator just for you, so you can have a look and play around with it to understand how much money you might be able to make if this is done correctly for you. So what actually makes this a safe investment for my friend who's bought that particular house? Firstly, like I said, he owns the property. Whenever you buy a property from us, you will own it. You'll have full freehold title ownership. That means no one can take it from you. It's yours. That is as safe can be. Another point that makes this investment safe and secure for my friend who's bought that house is the predictability of the income he receives and the nature of how that income increases over time. So firstly, the predictability of the income. We follow a simple process to make sure that your income is going to continue to be paid on your property. The first thing that we do is we make sure the local authority approves the use of your property as supported housing. The second thing that we do is we make sure that the provider that's going to lease your property, that they want the property and they approve it, and also that the local authority is happy for them to be delivering services in that area. And thirdly, we make sure that the rent that we'd like to charge for that property has been signed off by the local authority. Provided these 3 steps are followed, you've got a really good setup to making sure your investment is going to deliver you predictable income. The next point is about inflationary increases. Our leases that we enter into on these properties are inflation linked. That means they go up every single year in line with inflation. So your income is going to go up every single year without you having to worry about it. That's going to protect you against inflationary increases in the rest of the world. And the value of your asset is probably going to rise in line with inflation as property prices increase too. That makes it safe, predictable, and you can be pretty certain that your income is going to come in every single month. The other thing that's made this a great investment for my friend in his property is that he hasn't had to do anything. Since he bought that property, because we've set it up in a fully repairing and insuring lease, he's been completely hands-free. Previously, he's invested in property and he's faced the usual headaches that we face: boilers, tenants, maintenance, voids, all of the stuff that just comes hand in hand with being a property investor. With this particular property that he's bought, he doesn't have any of that. Since the lease has started, he hasn't had one repair invoice, one conversation with a tenant, no one calling about lost keys. The only thing that's happened for him is he's received his rent on the first of the month every single month, and at the start of each new year, that rent has gone up. The final point that underlines all of our investments at Bailey Capital is that these investments deliver a positive social impact. In my friend's example, he is assured now that there's someone in his house receiving care, support, and on the step to independent living in the way that's right for them. That's great for him. Not only is he making a positive return, but he's also delivering a positive social impact, and that's what makes it all the more worthwhile. If you're interested to learn what you could make in terms of predictable and safe income through investing in supported housing like my friend, we've created a calculator just for you. Have a look in the description below, fill out the details and see what kind of income you could be making if you invest with us.